The hard facts, viewers, straight from the CNN News 18 Federal Bank Prime Time studio. Friends, viewers, 24 hours is a long time in politics. The cliche remains as true today as it ever was. In 24 hours, Delhi Chief Minister Kejriwal's hopes of emerging from jail as the heroic victim of the NDA's tyrannical overreach have been dashed. You remember, viewers, when he came out on bail a month ago? He came out in this massive procession, standing atop a jeep almost, waving to fans and saying that this was a victory for democracy. Well, viewers, that victory has been stalled in its tracks. The Delhi High Court has decided to stay Kejriwal's bail in the Delhi excise policy scam case. The bail was granted in all wisdom by a lower court judge late on Thursday. In fact, around 8 o'clock, viewers, yesterday, right after this show. The Delhi High Court was approached this morning by a stunned enforcement directorate that complained about the perverseness, not my words, the ED's words, of the lower court's order. After a protracted hearing, the High Court has decided it will pronounce on the matter next week. This denied the AAP and the opposition their shot at going ballistic against the NDA and in particular Prime Minister Modi for the alleged murder of democratic free play. Remember, viewers, right after the lower court's verdict yesterday, a whole host of characters from the opposition, anti-Modi brigade, viewers, several from the Congress. Why they would take up cudgels for the AAP is a mystery, but nonetheless, viewers, grant them that. Many from the TMC, several, in fact, from the DMK, all lined up and said that bail in a matter such as this is a vindication of Kejriwal's innocence, of the strength of his case and the weakness of the ED's court-motivated, unquote, case. Well, viewers, today in court, with pretty much its reputation on the line, the ED took pains to link Kejriwal to an assortment of dodgy hawala operators and wheeler dealers who, according to the agency, were out to cheat the people of Delhi by siding with the liquor mafia. The ED has been convinced of the Chief Minister's guilt, and in court, it made a strong impression, at least attempted to make a strong impression on the judge. It said the trial court order is perverse and one-sided. ED arguments were curtailed by the trial court, that the trial court conclusions based on wrong facts and wrong dates. The bribe giver's admission ignored by the trial court, said the enforcement directorate. It said that the credibility of witnesses can't be tested at the stage of bail. It said that'll come when you have cross-examination, when the trial begins. It also told very clearly, the High Court today, that the Supreme Court has not stayed the High Court's April 9 order affirming legality of Kejriwal's arrest. And viewers, it emphasized, the Enforcement Directorate through its lawyers emphasized that it has given an end-to-end money trail to the trial court, which again was overlooked. The ED's lawyers also said a case of vicarious liability is made out against Kejriwal since AAP is accused of money laundering, and of course Kejriwal is the convener of the party. On Thursday, viewers, it was all downhill for the Enforcement Directorate in the lower court, in the Rouse Avenue court in the capital. The lower court has been scathing in its admonishment of the Enforcement Directorate. Let me take you through what the trial court, the lower court, said. It said that the ED didn't show any link between Vijay Nair, who's supposed to be this close accomplice and the go-between between the Chief Minister and the liquor barons. That no direct evidence against Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal has been forthcoming from the Enforcement Directorate side. That the ED is silent on how AAP proceeds of crime were utilized for Goa polls is telling. In fact, viewers, one would think that the lower court was actually pronouncing on the entire case. It said the bigger portion of alleged amount remains to be traced out. The ED is silent on why the accused is not named in the CBI case or the ECIR that was filed by the Enforcement Directorate. The accused has not been summoned by the court. Delhi Chief Minister Kejriwal lying in custody on the pretext of the probe going on. And, several things were said. There was an observation, principles of legal fairness must not be overshadowed. Investigating agency is not acting without bias against Arvind Kejriwal. Viewers, it was short of a summary, tongue lashing of the Enforcement Directorate and its case. Naturally, viewers, the ED feared the worst today. But it has come away with a bit of a reprieve, and Arvind Kejriwal's hopes are dashed. But the fundamental question remains, viewers, is now the bail the test of the Chief Minister's guilt or innocence? What happens if, and I'm not trying to presage anything, or the court in particular, viewers, what happens tomorrow if the High Court denies bail to Mr. Kejriwal? Will some of these individuals accept then that Mr. Kejriwal is prima facie guilty in this matter? Viewers, this business of reacting on a day-to-day basis on orders in court is a very dangerous trend. Let's open this up. Let's ask some fundamental questions. I want to begin first with Mr. Piyush Joshi. Mr. Piyush Joshi yesterday, and of course Ishkan Bhandari. Ishkan Bhandari, who is also, of course, a noted lawyer, national spokesperson of the BJP, also there with us, Mr. R.P. Singh. But let me first begin with you, Piyush Joshi. You've come across as someone very balanced in this entire tumultuous period. Ups and downs, there have been many. But I want to ask you, yesterday, would you endorse the reactions of the Aam Aadmi Party, the Congress, others, who said that, oh, this bail means that the case is a fake one. That bail means that Modi is a dictator who's gunning for the opposition, locking them all up. Would you endorse that stance?
Well, when it comes to the second part of your statement, the later part, I will definitely endorse that stance that Modi is running a dictatorial regime, and I have no doubts in my mind towards that. But when you come to the first part, whenever there is a bail order which is pronounced by any court, let it be a sessions court, let it be a high court or Supreme Court, and if the matters are concerning the political identities of the nation, then definitely the volunteers usually react in an emotive manner and not certainly in a legal manner. So to read too much legal thought into that particular thing, I think it's a bit preposterous. I think we should be taking the reactions at their face value. And if their leader is released, there was cause to rejoice. And that's what they were
Mr. Joshi, are you suggesting for a moment that the political parties react in this way to create some sort of a perceptorial advantage for themselves in the eyes of the public and therefore are misleading the public? Is that what you're accusing or admitting to?
I'm neither accusing, I'm nor admitting. What I'm trying to
you just made a point. No, hang on. You have made an accusation. You said on the second part, Modi is a dictator. That's an accusation. You made an accusation. So don't say that you didn't make an accusation. You haven't followed up to explain why you believe so. On what basis do you believe so?
I can very well.
And secondly, you yourself have suggested that, political parties do this. So are they making fools out of the public by over-amplifying the significance of a ruling?
I never said any of that, what you are and how you are elaborating my statement. All I said that when they are either the political party's leader is arrested or released, the volunteers do behave in an emotive manner because political parties in this country are run on passion, and people are passionate about what they believe in, and that is what they thrive on. So I'm not saying that they were pronouncing on the legal aspect, or they were admitting to the guilt when they exhibited despair. And it is neither of them. It is not an admittance of guilt, nor it is a contemplation of exaggeration. It is basically emotion
It
that
is
they
just
either they are
grandstanding to mislead the public. Why don't you say it? Be honest. Come on. Why else would you be? What do you mean emotion?
Well, why would I admit something, which is your belief and not mine?
Okay.
And coming
Let me
to the
open
second
this
part,
up.
coming to the second part,
Yeah.
that why I believe Modi is a dictator, it is very clear. You do a randomized control analysis. Take any statistician for that matter. Forget about what I'm trying to say. Take the leaders of the Bharatiya Janata Party and pro-BJP leaders on one side, and take the leaders of opposition on another side, and monitor how the enforcement directorate is behaving in the corruption cases against them. Himanta Biswa Sarma, Chhagan Bhujbal, Ajit Dada Pawar, and go to Digambar Kamath in the south, and many of them. How many times they have been summoned? What has happened to the Louis Berger case? What has happened to the Sharda Chit Fund scam case? What has happened to Suvendu Adhikari? It doesn't take a rocket scientist to analyze that Modi is running a dictatorial regime or not, or Modi is running an oppressive regime to crush the opposition or not. It's pretty clear, and everybody knows it. Just
Okay.
people are only the opposition people
Okay.
are telling it out in the
Viewers,
open.
today the Aam Aadmi Party that supported the ED in cases against opposition, its own opposition, non-BJP political opponents, viewers, is blaming Modi and calling him a dictator for pressing ahead with ED enforced investigations. This is bizarre logic, viewers. The same AAP, viewers, which supported the arrest of Congress leaders in Punjab on the back of an ED investigation, is today talking about the use of the ED as a political weapon by a dictator. Viewers, this is frightful. I can understand that you will say that, look, an agency is being misused. And let's be honest, viewers, political parties across the board have used or misused. And I'll bring in Ishkaran Bhandari on this. No, one second, Mr. Joshi, one second, sir, please. Ishkaran Bhandari on this point. Yes, we all accept that, look, unfortunately, it's not something that we should blithely ignore or normalize, but political parties do use agencies, law enforcement under them to do all sorts of things. We know this. But at the end of the day, the test is in court always. And to assume that the ED is getting away, the court is rubber stamping, etc., because there's a dictator controlling every institution, isn't that far-fetched, Mr. Bhandari?
Rahul, it is far-fetched, but more worrisome. Yesterday, there were certain social media accounts, including very big accounts, who related this bail order by the vacation judge to Modi getting 240 seats in the Lok Sabha. And those tweets were viral. You must have seen that. Everybody saw them. Now, today, I believe they again have recognized or would say something or the other against the judiciary. You can't go one day believing in independence of judiciary and in 24 hours casting aspersions on the judiciary. That just shows you in a very shallow light. But unfortunately, people do that. Now, let's come to this case. Let's come to the facts of this case, because this is a judgment coming by the court in the same circumstances. There is no difference of 240 or 303 in 24 hours, as certain people wanted to celebrate yesterday. Fact number one. In the morning itself, when the High Court stayed the order for a few hours saying, let me hear the case, an entire social media narrative started. How can a judge stay an order without the order before him? So let me just cite you one precedent from Bombay, Salman Khan. Salman Khan got convicted by session court. The order, the operative part of the order is read by the court. When they say we have given bail or we have convicted a person, the full order flows in due course. The lawyers of Salman Khan went to High Court. Immediately he got an interim bail for 2 days. Now, whether that's a good order, not a good order, whether a celebrity gets that, whether a common man gets that, I'm not going into all that. But as a precedent, I'm just telling you, without an order, in Salman Khan case, his conviction got stayed for 2 days. Later on, hearing happened and whatever relief he got, he got. So it was not a new thing. But suddenly on social media, you create an entire atmosphere against the judiciary as if this is the first time this has happened. That was for a few hours. Then, luckily, the order got uploaded. The court had the benefit of the order. Lengthy arguments were done. And the court has reserved judgment on that order while staying the order of the trial court. We can go into the merits of the order of the trial court. But suffice, at this moment, we should not, because I'm talking about democracy here. On the merits of the order, there are enough things. There is a section 45, which is very clear. The trial court judge had to satisfy and answer that. Prima facie it appears that has not been answered, but that's for the High Court judgment to come. But the larger question, and I will end by saying this, please stop casting aspersions on judiciary when an order is not in your favor, and celebrating and casting aspersion on the people's verdict. It was 240 seats, so the order came. Judiciary is independent. Based on the facts of the case, you will get your orders. So stop politicizing the judiciary as you have politicized every institution in this country.
Tehseen Poonawalla, it's a valid point, and I want to bring in R.P. Singh also now, the two political voices on this debate. Tehseen Poonawalla, you saw the reaction after yesterday. All political parties, especially the Congress party that obviously believes that Mr. Kejriwal is innocent, that there has been no liquor scam, even though there are a large number of Delhi Congress leaders who believe quite the contrary, has put itself right there in the center fourth in defense of Mr. Kejriwal. Now, tomorrow, if bail is denied or next week or what have you, will you accept guilt?
Good evening, Rahul. No, won't accept guilt. Sorry. I think both the Honorable High Court, with respect to the Honorable High Court before His Majesty I bow, and these ED officers, and I'm with a lot of responsibility saying it, must reflect upon what is happening. The only test for bail is the tripod test. Is Kejriwal ji at flight risk? Can he tamper with evidence? Or can he hamper investigation? Nothing else matters. Courts have now added a fourth thing, governments and courts and prosecution that... Yeah, but just allow me. Courts and prosecution agencies have now added a fourth and a fifth thing.
You're legally wrong. I'm not interrupting you, but what you are saying
Buddy, I'm
is
on the road.
correct.
So, buddy, I'm on the road. If you just because...
Let him finish, then I can bring you in.
Because I just like the
also
flow.
wants to come in.
Yeah, I just like the flow. So if I'll just restart this so that my flow comes. The only test for bail is the tripod test. Are you at flight risk? Can you hamper investigation? Or can you, or are you going to try and stop the tamper with evidence? Courts have now put in fourth and fifth things, and investigating agencies. The fourth point courts have put in is gravity of the situation or the offense, and fifth thing that investigation agencies have put in is non-cooperation. Now, non-cooperation with an agency is my fundamental right under Article 20. Fundamental right. The fourth thing of gravity of the offense. I am in court for bail. I don't believe I've committed an offense. Courts have now started looking at gravity of an offense. This is not at all for bail. And of course, we know that PML has been turned around. You're guilty until you prove yourself innocent. But that's for courts, and that's a larger debate, and I'm ready to debate that with Ishkaran on a larger day. But I want to take through your medium, ask the ED officers, these IPS, IRS, and some of these IAS. Is this why you all became officers? A sitting chief minister is in jail. There is no iota of any money trail to him. Doing what two people in the government want you to do, is this why you're compromising the steel frame of India? It's something every single officer in ED must reflect upon. Is this why you all are officers? Nobody can do anything to you if you decide to uphold the law and the constitution. The law has been passed, that's turned around, that makes you guilty until you're innocent. And then you have these officers who are more eager to please the master. One last thing, I agree with the BJP, with the Aam Aadmi Party analyst, Mr. Joshi. Why has ED, if it's so neutral, not gone about after those who are accused in ED cases and supporting the BJP? There, why they don't call them enough times? There, why they keep the case on but the sword hanging?
Let me ask you,
Mr.
Poonawalla, you are giving today moral lectures to the steel frame of our country. Will you ask the Karnataka police why it jumped across jurisdictions, landed up to arrest me, for instance, on a frivolous case that was quashed pretty much by the High Court? Yeah. Or, for that matter, a YouTuber, without even, I don't know, without even going, even without going to the local police station to take permission.
Yes, terrible.
You're terrible.
And that doesn't make Congress right.
So it doesn't make Congress right. So the Congress...
No,
one second. Did you ask this question of Rahul Gandhi, Priyanka Gandhi, when the Supreme Court called the CBI under the UP a caged parrot. It has never ever used those expressions after which. So I'm asking you tonight, did you question on social media the arrest of or the attempt to arrest this Mr. Bharti that you are referring to?
Yes. Yes, I did. And number two, on that cage parroting, I just want to differ a little bit. I think the honorable court was, I bow down to it, was wrong because it was the duty. Please allow me. It was the duty of the then Law Minister Ashwini Kumarji. It was his duty to see what file goes before the court. You're the Law Minister of the country. But that's not the debate I want to get into. I think all politicians are misusing agencies, including Aam Aadmi Party in Punjab against Congress. And it is the duty of these officers to stand up.
How many times has Rahul Gandhi questioned Kejriwal? He questions everybody on this point. How many times has he questioned Kejriwal about you misusing agencies against Congress party leaders?
I think the Congress has
no, don't think. I'm asking you, has Rahul Gandhi, who holds the constitution in his hand like this, has he asked Kejriwal, what are you doing with my constitution? Yes, no. Yes, no.
Let me begin with a premise. Rahul Gandhi is bad, Kejriwal is bad.
No. You see, you can't get away trivializing the debate. You see, you can't make grandstand. No, you can't grandstand. Well, okay, let me open this up. Let me bring in RP Singh. RP Singh, why don't you respond? Tripod test and the fact that, you know, the steel frame of our bureaucracy must introspect and that everyone does it. Please respond.
Rahul, Taseen probably is a good lawyer, and I give him that he's a very good lawyer, but he's trying to twist the facts as it suits him or his party. All what he said doesn't apply in a PMLA case. In a PMLA case, you have to prove that you're not guilty, and then they have tried their best in the Supreme Court trying to overturn this PMLA for Section 45, but court has rejected that. So, what happened yesterday in the court, ED has gone with that to the higher court today and said that we were not heard. We have all the evidence, we have all the details, we have all the money trail also. They have tried to give the detail of the money trail also to the court today. And on that basis, please reject the bail. But let the court decide. But Mr. Taseen Punewala, I'll give you some names. The name is Sukhpal Singh Khera, OP Soni, Sadhu Singh, Bharat Bhushan, Ashu, and I'm forgetting one more name. There are five ministers who were held by, who were sent to jail by Aam Aadmi Party in Punjab. But there Vijay Singla was not. Vijay Singla was, you remember that Vijay Singla was caught in corruption case and Kejriwal came and chest thumped and said, oh, I've thrown the man out, but no case till date. But all these five people have gone through the rigorous jail punishment also without being heard.
Okay.
So, at least have the same parameters for everyone. So, it suits when it suits you. And what about your own state party president who has filed a case against Mr. Kejriwal in this liquor scam? Your leader has been chest thumping here also in Delhi that, oh, we have filed the case, we are the first one to file the case. And if the case is being pursued by ED, you make hue and cry. When ED is just pursuing what you have filed, and let the ED take it on court.
Viewers,
and let court decide.
Viewers, look at the court of public opinion. Piyush Joshi talked about how political parties become so emotional that they go to their supporters, etc., and they say, look, we have been victimized. And I want to come back to Ishkan Bhandari on that tripod point and so on and so forth. But just very quickly, viewers, here's a quick comment. What happened? Mr. Kejriwal said that he was being jailed to create an uneven playing field. The opposition says they are jailing us to create an uneven playing field. Viewers, third time fail opposition. Got less than 100 seats. Mr. Kejriwal came out of jail. He was given relief to campaign. How many seats did he get in Punjab, viewers?
Can I respond now,
One second, Mr. Joshi. Let me just finish. You please come in. I'm not asking you to go anywhere. I'm definitely going to ask you. Okay. He said 13 out of 13 we are getting because the people are going to stand with those who are being persecuted. In Delhi, he said, there's going to be an upset. And jail ka badla vote se. Joshi ji, kya hua?
Right.
What
so
happened?
let's get into the So now we are talking about the political aspect of the whole fiasco. So when we discuss about that whole political aspect, that why Aam Aadmi Party won only 3 seats in Punjab and why they did not win any of the seats, I think it is a cause for grave introspection, and the party should introspect.
Grave introspection.
Of course, why not?
Now it's about introspection. Why don't you admit, sir, that in the court of public opinion, you are not seen as clean? A whole bunch of people from the cabinet are in jail.
Rahulji, I hardly speak for 20 seconds and then your counter comes in. Just allow me my 30 seconds to a minute, and then definitely it's your show, all I'm trying to say that is a cause for introspection. What we are discussing today is not why Aam Aadmi Party won 3 seats only and why they lost all 7 seats. Is basically what we are discussing is that why Kejriwal ji was denied bail and why probably he was granted bail yesterday. Now, when we talk about the political aspect, certainly losing all the seats third time in the row, the party should introspect where the disconnect is, why the people are giving you a very strong mandate in assembly elections.
Okay, Mr. Joshi, I understand. Introspection is the need of the hour, Chintan. But when the BJP ends up short, it's a moral defeat. It's not a time for reflection and introspection. It's a moral defeat.
No, here
viewers, look at the goalpost changing. AAP loses on a corruption. Hang on. AAP loses on a victim card where it is putting itself up for referendum that, look, vote for us because we are in jail. That is introspection, viewers. Shocking. Anyhow. Yes, Ishkan Bhandari, you wanted to...
You don't even want us to introspect now.
I'm not saying that, sir. I'm just saying how very cleverly you are exempting yourself. Exempting yourself from a verdict pronounced by the people. You say that these cases... I'm not saying it, sir. You say these cases are fabricated. They are to punish the opposition. And the opposition went to the people on this plank. And they came back with nothing.
That's what we believe in, and ultimately when the courts are going to pronounce the judgment, our stand is going to be vindicated.
Fair enough, sir. Fair enough. Okay.
Rahul, two short points. One very briefly on law. It is not only the triple test. PMLA Act Section 45 has twin conditions which need to be satisfied. So for social media, don't just keep saying that you are not a flight risk so you can get bail under a PMLA case. So that is one reality, and the trial court has to satisfy those conditions, or any court has to satisfy those conditions before giving bail. Now coming to the more material point, because a lot of politics is done. The reason behind this is anarchist school of thought in with politics, where you believe by casting aspersion on judiciary, by shaking the confidence of people in judiciary, you might get votes. Now I ask a question, because we all saw the campaign in Delhi. Let's talk specifically of Delhi, where it was said, please give us vote because we are in jail. If you give us vote, we will not remain in jail. That was the sum and substance of various political leaders campaigning in Delhi. If they got 7 out of 7, imagine that. If they had gotten 7 out of 7, would they have not run to town saying that the people of Delhi have acquitted us of all charges?
Joshi.
But if you get 0 out of 7, are you not guilty of all charges? So that is why don't make such political arguments.
Mr. Joshi, respond.
Baba, when you are fighting a political contest, you are going to make political arguments. You are not going to make legal arguments when you are fighting.
So then 0-7 means you are guilty. So then 0-7 means you are guilty.
You are not going to decide and not...
So then you admitted, you are admitting this.
Decided by the Honorable
Piyush bhai, you are admitting it then. If you had gotten 7 and BJP had gotten 0, you would have said it's a political campaign which has succeeded. People have believed in us. Now if you get 0, that means people believe you are guilty. This is very dangerous politics to do.
I heard you patiently. Now I'm responding to the point you made. So that's what I'm saying, that when you are fighting a political battle, you will make political arguments, and that was a political argument. The people did not vote for us. So that is a matter of
small point.
Because they didn't believe it. Because they didn't believe that you were not guilty, sir.
They believed you are corrupt.
Then why do they believe? Then why do they believe when state assembly elections are there?
Well, then you have to introspect on that issue. I'll just leave it at this.
One point.
Yes, quickly. RP Singh, make your point. Tehseen Punal, I'm coming to you. Last word. Yes. RP Singh.
No. Even in the if I go by the inferences and derivatives, then even the court yesterday said that okay, large part of the proceed of the corruption has to be proven, but they, in a manner, they are accepting, yes, the smaller amount, which is 40 crore, has been there, not the 60 crore is still to be investigated, but they, in a manner, they accepted that.
Okay.
Court accepted that.
Poonawalla, if you go to the public with a particular issue and you say vote for us on that particular issue and the public rejects that issue, is it a loss, moral loss or defeat or victory?
It is, but court should not look at what. But court should not look at what is political.
Okay. I'm not saying
that. I want to make a larger point.
I'm not saying
I want to make one point. I want to make one point to Ishkaran. Ishkaran's right. Apart from the tripod test, PMLA does have the twin test. But that twin test, in my opinion, is ultra wise to the constitution.
That's a different argument. You can move the court again. You can try moving the court. That's a different argument. Viewers, the point is. Arey bhai, I have to wrap up the show. It's a different argument. We'll get into that argument. I'll have a debate with you guys separately on that. We'll have a show on it. Okay, on Monday or Tuesday, whenever the bail comes, the verdict comes, I promise you, second part will be on that. We can have that debate. But tonight is not the issue, and I need to take a short break, viewers. I'm coming right back with another very big story. Don't go away.